Hi everybody in P2P. This is week number 2 for us that we're kicking off. And this week everyone should see in their programs some slight increases. We'll see increases either in the number of days that you are working out and or the amount of time that you'll spend on your workout. The goal being that we're increasing at an appropriate rate the amount of time that we're spending on our feet out on the pavement. So definitely we'll look forward to that. We've also added to your regular stretching routines this week some core strengthening and stability exercises. These are not only so important for your form when it comes to walking and running, but it also helps your posture and your balance in just everyday life and living. So we really want to work on strengthening those core muscles, and I'm asking that we do these every day, not just as part of a cool down with your workout, but every day. Details, including instructions and pictures on form and everything for those activities, are in your weekly email, so please do check that out. Also in your weekly email are going to be the focus and education elements for this week, which are going to center around preparation, getting ready when you're heading out to go and do your walks or runs, particularly as the weather is getting cooler now. So we have some tips and references there. We're also going to talk about rules of the road and some safety elements when you're out on the pavement. So please do take a look at those references, spend some time with them, and apply them as they fit with your workout routine. Talking about fit, we did spend some time at our workout on Saturday, and it was a really wonderful workout. The weather was really chilly when we started out, but it warmed up beautifully. The location was beautiful. Everybody gave it their all, and it was just a really blessed time. So kudos for everybody that came out. But we did spend some time when we were there talking about fit. It started off with sports bras, and I think that that's going to be a recurring theme with our group for a while. But it transitioned into how do we make regular activity fit into our lives. Most of us are extremely busy. And at the same time, truth be told, unless we're blessed to have a lifestyle that has physical activity as part of it, teachers who are on their feet, or people who just have a very active lifestyle with their careers or their family life or whatever. Most of us, our lives, although they're very busy and very full, they're really kind of sedentary. I don't know if any of you all can relate. Before I started my own company, when I was working, my career involved a good bit of field work. I was living in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at that time, but my area of responsibility was the state of Texas. So there were many, many days where my day would start for that week or whatever. I would start before dawn with a trip to the airport and go all day long until near midnight, when I would collapse with my laptop still on in a hotel someplace in Texas. And so during that day, I was constantly going, ripping and running from meetings, and I would end the day physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. But if we looked at the activity, really, it was pretty much still a sedentary lifestyle, because I was going from car to airplane to rental car to meeting, back to car to restaurant to meeting. You get the gist, there's a lot of sitting. And many of us, our careers, is just the way our lives are structured now. We are busy, and we're going and going and going and doing, but we're not really active. So coming back to that question of fit, how does a regular regimen, discipline of activity fit in a sedentary lifestyle? The truth of the matter is, without a change, it doesn't. They're kind of, on opposite ends. And so in order for that activity to fit, there has to be some change. We have to make some adjustments to things. Maybe there's some times when we can get up a little bit earlier. And I'm not a morning person. That's something that I'm still working on, but more and more I'm finding that is when it best fits in my day to get my activity done, so that's when I make it happen. Maybe it's some things that we need to kind of reschedule. Maybe some TV time has to go aside. Or sometimes we have to look at some of the things that we're doing that are very good and that are very positive. They're good things that need to be done. And maybe we need to ask ourselves, are these just good things or are they God things? See, a God thing is a good thing. It's positive. It's something that needs to be done. But a God thing is something that I should be doing, that God has for me to do, that with me doing it, it's going to take me closer towards being the person and accomplishing His will for my life. Sometimes we step out of our lane. We have so much going on, and there are things that are good, but maybe they're not good for us in this point in time in our lives because other things need to take priority. So when we're talking about making things fit, sometimes we have to make some changes. And it's not always easy. We have to sometimes take off that Superman or that Superwoman cape and reprioritize things, and this can be a challenge. So with that said, our devotion for this week is is focused around surrender. It deals with how do we allow God to do the heavy lifting in our lives. When we have challenges making things fit or making decisions or prioritizing, whatever the case may be, how can we give those things over to God, surrender them? Because so often we just try to figure it out on our own or power through it or push through it, and we rely on willpower or motivation. Motivation, it's fleeting. And willpower, although it is renewable, it is a limited resource. It doesn't last always, and if it's not renewed, we just can't rely on that. But we can always rely on God. Apart from Him, we can do nothing. So the devotion for this week talks about surrendering, looking at what areas are we just trying to work out and figure out and handle on our own, and it actually gives some steps on how we can surrender these things over to God and allow Him to guide and to enable and to equip us to make the changes that need to happen in our lives. Please do spend some time in that devotion. And in that devotion lesson for this week, there is a request that you spend some time thinking about that every day during this week, and maybe do some journaling, definitely some prayer. Reach out to me if you would like to, if you have something that God has shown you or that's exciting that you want to share, or even if you just want me to pray with you or for you, I'll definitely do that. Our upcoming workout this week, we're moving to a very familiar location in the Baton Rouge area, so I'll look forward to seeing everybody then, but I definitely do want to hear from you before Saturday. I'll be reaching out to individuals that have requested, but please, at any time, email me, call me, text me. I'm here for you. Just have an absolutely wonderful week and know that you're doing something that is a God thing in your life. Make that a priority. God loves you, and I do too. You have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Take care.